No, that didn't solve it.
This is the previous meeting minutes.
Can you now to turn this one on?
Let me see it.
I just put new batteries in it.
We'll go in then.
You know,
That-
we
that one-
need to start.
Well, normally you hold it down for a while. Okay, you got it on.
Okay.
It's not working.
Never mind, we need to start.
Somebody wants to talk to you, just have them stand up to the mic. Okay?
Okay,
Yes.
You guys good?
it's now 6:35. I'm calling the meeting to order. Let's have a roll call. Lee Abernathy present.
Dixie Kovach present.
Yep, Dave Marcelletti present.
Okay. Let's see, next thing we need to do,
But,
oh, yeah, sorry.
yeah,
Lost me.
okay.
Where's that? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for reminding me. Did that, we should have done that first before the roll call. We already did the roll call.
Okay.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the agenda as it's been handed out to everybody?
Okay. I will make the motion, we accept the agenda as is.
Dex,
I
Dex,
second it.
okay. All those in favor, Dave,
Aye.
Lee, aye, Dixie,
Aye.
okay. The agenda for this is, first thing we're gonna do, what?
With the prior minutes? There.
Yeah, next thing is the
Okay.
previous minutes, so
Yep.
has everybody had a chance to read the previous minutes?
Yes, I did.
August 24th, I think it was August 24th,
No,
20.
it's
August
October 28th of 2024.
24, 20, I knew there's a 4 in there someplace.
Yeah,
Okay,
I did read it and I believe that there's a correction on it under finding of fact number 8. It says that Lee Abernathy moved to deny the variance request for George and Barbara Demos for section 3.03 for the setback of the zoning ordinance. And it should not say to not remove because we said to remove,
to remove.
yes. Demolish the 8x32 porch because the standards were not met per finding of facts.
Okay. Any discussion on that change, Dave?
No.
I don't have any discussion. You have did you get it recorded?
Yep.
Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
I'll make that motion.
I second it.
Okay.
Okay, Dave, how do you vote? Yes.
Aye. Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay, okay.
Lee, sorry, we actually do need to add election of officers to the agenda.
Yeah.
So when we did the agenda, we should have actually amended them to add the election of officers.
Yeah.
And we would actually do that right now.
Okay, okay, so. So the election, currently, I'm the chairperson. Dave, you're the secretary, you're the vice chair. Okay, because you
Okay.
filled, that's
Yes,
what
yeah,
currently
yeah.
is. The question is, do we want to change that? I don't have a problem with changing it. If you would like to be
No,
present,
I'm fine with the way it is.
Dave.
Fine.
So somebody's got to make a motion to retain the officers as they stand right now with Abernathy being president, Dixie being vice president, and Dave being secretary. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
I second it.
Okay, the motion stands for Abernathy to be president, Dixie to be vice chair, and Dave to be secretary. Dave, how do you vote?
Yes.
I'll vote yes.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
Who actually made the motion? I'm sorry.
Dave made the
Dave,
motion,
okay.
Dixie seconded,
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
okay? Okay,
Okay.
okay, do we do are we gonna do the communications now, or are we gonna,
We are going, I think, into closed
I think-
session.
yeah,
Well,
that's not on your set of agendas, put on the.
what's that?
We're talking about going into closed sessions.
Then we need to amend the agenda if it's not on there.
It is on the.
It was on,
Okay.
it was on the first agenda that I got.
Well, it's been revised several different times.
Yeah,
So the one that we're going off from has,
has, the one that I'm operating on here, not this one.
We have it, yeah.
That's it right here. Go into closed session.
Correct. I don't think I actually printed the.
okay.
I think
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we need to have a motion and
Here, let me, if I may approach, I have some specific motion language for you guys, and if you don't have this in front of you, I just wanna make sure that we're reading that correctly. So here is the motion language right there that you're going.
okay, I'd like to move to enter in closed session at
6:41.
6:41 PM to consider material exempt from discussion or disclosure by statute under MCL 15.268H, specifically identified as attorney-client privilege written legal opinion. Do I have that motion? Did somebody?
You need a second, and then you'll do roll call vote.
Okay,
Okay, that was a motion, I'll second it.
okay, you seconded it. I made the motion. You seconded it. Roll call, David.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go into closed sessions. As soon as we come out, we're gonna go in the other room. You guys can stay here.
Yeah.
You guys stay here.
Yeah.
I guess I don't need,
Huh?
I don't need any of this stuff, I'm gonna take this.
For a time limit for closed section?
Nope,
No.
no, we're just gonna go and. Thank you. You guys need.
Sorry, guys. No,
I hear all this procedures.
no, that's okay.
Okay.
We're going off the same agenda, so.
There's two fires.
As long as you're not fighting. I don't know. But then each time. But she already does. Great, obviously for some. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for being patient.
Yeah.
Oh, they're good.
You already got stuff typed up.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I'm good. You want
I might have spilled mine. I was drinking it on the way up here. Thank you.
That's why I'm gonna.
I'm parched.
Okay, we're gonna reopen the meeting at 7:11.
Do a motion to close session.
Oh, okay, do I have a motion to close session at 7:11?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Dave, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, we already did the previous minutes. We went into closed session. Now we're at the public meeting, public hearing portion of this meeting. We're gonna do that at 7:11. We're gonna
Well, first, sorry, Lee, we're gonna have Tasha and then the applicants go up, then you can open it to public comment.
Okay. Yeah, I was after. Okay, I'm sorry.
You got it.
Okay, so Tasha, could you please present your finding of facts? Or whatever it is.
On June 30th, I sent the applicant, the builder, Rose Gold Construction, a letter denying the construction plans due to not meeting the required minimum exterior width of 14 feet of 410C. Before the letter, I had email exchanges with the owner to go over the ordinance language and how that I interpreted. And those emails are part of the packet. So we did go over the design and I've had a few discussions before. I then, the home is not a typical 14 by 70 or 24 by 40. The home is a T-shaped, so it's not your normal, not that any home is normal, but you know, most homes are boxes or rectangles, or this one. The dimensions are 12.5 by 43.11 and 12.5 by 23. It's kind of two sections, kind of a T, slightly all-sided T-shaped. At first glance, not each exterior width is 14 feet. 3 exterior widths are only 12.5. I did try to think outside of the box to try to create 4 sides of the 14 feet. But only 3 of them had 14, but that was an internal dimension and not exterior. The ordinance says exterior width. I interpret the exterior width at any side, any exterior wall to be not less than 14 feet, but also knowing that all homes are square or rectangle boxes. And that is why I denied the home. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. Now,
Thank
Ben,
you.
Trevor,
Yeah, for everyone, just record 2, this is Ben and Trevor's here with me. We're here to appeal and essentially request that the board reverses the denial and corrects the interpretation and applies our building permit or accepts our building permit. The reason for this is you may have noticed there was no mention of side elevation. And the ordinance clearly talks about side elevation, and that's an important word to reference. Each ordinance, every word, clause, and sentence in an ordinance is intended to be specific and lack room for interpretation, which there was admission of interpretation in the findings here on page 25. Also, in Michigan, courts must avoid construction that renders any part of the ordinance as extra or unnecessary, which means that each word in this ordinance is important.
Mhm.
So that is why we're here to appeal that, because a side elevation by definition, plain and ordinary language, is from an outside looking in, the width from end to end, and not any single wall segment, whether there's a protrusion or depression. So that is why we're.
I'd like to ask some questions. Is it okay to talk to them
Yeah,
now?
you can ask them
Okay.
questions, sir.
So you said, go back that last part where
Yeah.
you said that the interpretation is it's any wall. I mean, what is that based on?
So, the zoning ordinance says a minimum or an exterior width at any side elevation. It doesn't specifically say an exterior wall segment on the side elevation. So our interpretation and everyone that we've talked to, our builder, our contractor, local contractor here, the architect of the home is interpreting it as the exterior width at the side elevation, which would be a 2D. You're standing
Two-dimensional-
outside of the.
Two-dimensional look at that side.
Flat distance from one point to the other, regardless of any, that's been said, protrusions or depressions in the length of the home.
They have more questions, but we'll go on. You,
Oh, no, keep going.
any questions?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay. Okay, so let's, we do have some outside input. Is this?
Yeah, I would open it for public
Oh, yeah,
hearing,
public.
but.
Yeah, okay. If there's anybody here, I don't see anybody else in.
But you can go ahead and,
Leave.
if you have correspondence,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. We have correspondence
Can you guys hear okay?
Yes.
Okay.
from Karen Gruss. She said, I don't think that I can attend the ZBA meeting, but want to weigh in on the subject property 01578 50th Street, parcel number 800600300435. There appears to be a disagreement in terminology. I don't think the zoning vernacular necessarily has to match designer interpretation. When I read zoning text of, in quotations, and minimum exterior width at any side elevation of 14 feet, end quote, I took it to mean each / all sides as the zoning administrator did. In architectural design, a building elevation is a flat scale drawing that shows only one viewpoint of a vertical surface of a building. Jogs and overlaps can cause elevation drawings to hide important details, which in part of the reason that other drawings such as floor plans and sections are also needed for a more complete picture. I personally like their design, but they essentially joined a narrow appendage onto another rectangle, creating 7 side wall planes, 3 of which are 12.5 feet. So I agree with the ZBA determination. It appears that our zoning administrator correctly gave more weight to the actual building structure than to mere depictions used by a designer. Respectfully, Karen Gross, 08164 51st Street, Van Junction, Michigan.
Any other comments from the public at all?
Did you have to write down kind of what you just read for?
I would like
Is
to
it
have a
writ-
copy
is
of
it
that.
Written in,
It's recorded.
What written down, sorry.
like kind of what, how you just defined your side? Is it like written in the,
A definition of a side elevation,
no, like the whole, like your whole side, you know how I kind of read mine and you read yours?
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
So per the record?
No, we could take it off from the owl.
I know that it's,
In the meeting minutes, you can
Yeah.
now note that, yeah, but if we're done, I think we're done with public comment, it sounds like unless there's other correspondence, so let's close the public hearing portion then.
There are no other public comments that I know of, no other correspondence. Have you received anything else? Read all the notes. Okay, then, if that's the case, I'd like to close the public comment session of this at 7:19, okay? So we are now at the point where we get to discuss this, ask anybody anything, right? So,
Okay.
well, what would you like to talk about? How do you feel about it?
Well, I did some research on this.
Okay, feel free.
And based on my research, it seems like, per their application, it's the interpretation of the minimum exterior width of any site elevation of 14 feet, correct? That's what, so that's what I concentrated on. And within our zoning ordinance, it does not have a definition for that, so I went to a standard definition of the dictionary. And so from American Heritage Dictionary, it says a side is a line bounding a plane figure. So a plane meaning like a geometric
Yeah.
plane, okay? So then I went to the definition of a plane from Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Plane is a surface in which any 2 points are chosen, a straight line joining them lies wholly in that surface. So therefore, that would mean a side would be you go from this side to this side, and the line has to touch all the way across, is how I interpret that to me.
Okay.
So then I went on and I read like the architectural things where there's like front elevation, side elevation, rear elevations, interior elevations. There's all different types of elevations. So then what I did was I got into architectural. There's this one thing out on the internet, and it said 4 types of elevations in architecture, a complete guide. So I went through and I read that, and it goes into like front elevation, side, rear, interior, same thing again. And it defines them as to what they are. And so when I read our zoning ordinances, it said any side elevation. So to me, what it means is from point to point. So then I said, okay, well, this is not, most houses aren't necessarily square where they have 4 sides. So they have a front and a back and a side and a side. So I said, okay, well, let me see what they have for an octagonal house, okay? And what they pulled up is that an octagon has 8 sides. So our zoning ordinance says any side, they're saying an octagon has 8 sides. And it says that it's, it goes like elevations 1 through 8. It says the front elevation, side 1, right elevation, side 2, rear elevation, side 3, you know, so on and so forth. Going down, so it defines with a definition each one of these sides. So then I decided, okay, well, let me see what an L-shaped house. What are those sides? And they said, yeah, that breaks down into 6 sides. They have 2 long outer sides, 2 short sides, and 2 short inner sides. So based on architecture, it defines a side, and I can see why our zoning ordinance would not have said like 4 sides, why it said any side, because you could have an L-shaped house, you could have an octagonal house, you could have a square house, you could have an oblong house, you could have all kinds of different dimensions. So how are you going to put that in the zoning ordinance? By using the word any, you're taking all of them into consideration. That's my interpretation.
Dave, you got any?
So these are 2 12-foot wide sections that come on wheels. Am I correct?
It's a modular
It's
home,
modular.
yes, so it gets built offsite and then it gets attached on site, yes.
So is there some reason why you chose 12.5 feet instead of 14?
That's standard from the builder. And they chose that, that's what they sell across the country. They chose that because it reduces shipping costs. And they don't have to worry about road clearance and all of that as they make turns throughout the country.
Okay, and permits and such.
Yeah. To follow along with his question, I mean, regardless of whether or not they're gonna, how they transport it and all that, is there a reason why they did it is there a reason why that it's built in the way that it is? I mean, literally, this whole argument's over 1.5 feet. You know what I mean? They offset that L shape 1.5 feet, and for the life of me, I can't figure out what purpose that serves. I mean, my question to you is I presume you talked to the builder and said, you know, why do you do that?
Multiple times, yeah, and they wrote their letter, so their information's in the packet. We can't speak on behalf of the
Yeah.
builder, they chose these dimensions.
Okay.
When we were decided to move forward with this, we did read the ordinance. We felt like it qualified and met the standards, which is why we already prepped our land and our property. Put a deposit down, applied for the building permit, and that's why we're here. I do also want to highlight the any verse tall, because I think you bring up a fair point. It says any side elevation. It doesn't say all side elevations either. So when we look at this ordinance, if you look at it in plain and ordinary language, that could account for, with your example, 5 of the 8 octagon sides. So again, there's also there's a lot of interpretation happening with the ordinance because it doesn't say all side elevations.
But when it says any means any side, which would include all.
2 of ours, in the way that some people are looking at the ordinance, actually 4 of ours meet this out of the 6. So
In what
depending
way,
on,
when you say that, in what way?
Yeah, I'll show you.
because we have,
Yeah,
based on certain definitions that are being
Yeah.
used,
right. So this one does not, and this one does not. This one does, this one does, this one does, and this one does. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, I guess.
so.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thank you.
Also, I know this wasn't a question, but I would like to highlight this. So the builder of this home has actually done 8 homes in northern, not northern Michigan, but up near Traverse City. And at that time, they were working in a similar situation like this against a 20-foot minimum side elevation. And this home was specifically redesigned in this L-shaped way to meet that minimum up in Emmett County. So, I mean, I appreciate the enthusiasm around asking questions about, oh, can they just make it 14 feet? Like, this is something that, you know, we found that fit this according to us and the architect and the builder. So that's why we decided to move forward, not having honestly any expectation that we were gonna end up here right now. So, I mean, would it make sense to easily be able to just modify it? Yes, but that's not an option for us.
It's not an option.
I mean, this is something that they're this is designed, it's already got the state of Michigan
Yeah.
stamp approval.
Yeah, I went on their website.
All of that.
It's one of their standard homes.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not a mobile home, like I understand that, you know,
Right,
the
yeah.
14-foot clause in here is specific traditionally to prevent
Right,
mobile homes from being placed
Right.
where they shouldn't be. So,
Yeah. But, you know, from the standpoint on the website that where you're getting the home from, they have different checklists for you to go through as to what needs to be done prior to actually ordering the home.
So they give you options.
Well, no, they're saying check with the zoning,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, so that was.
So they
you know what I'm
recognize it as a
saying? Yeah.
potential problem,
Yes,
right?
yes, they're saying that, we want to be sure that it'll be able to be acceptable for the zoning in the area that you're going to take it to. So that was one of the first checkpoints that they had to go through prior to ordering it.
So, okay,
What?
so you ordered it after she denied it?
No. No, they won't release the blueprints until you put a deposit, and you need the blueprints to submit for a building permit.
Say that again, I'm lost. You lost me on that one.
You need to put a deposit down to get the blueprints, because from a business standpoint, they don't want people running off with their
Yeah,
blueprints. So you have to put the deposit down and they will give you the blueprints, and the blueprints are what are needed.
In order to go to the zone. So then they really don't care what the zoning is then.
They do.
Did we get blueprints or just what's off from their website?
And they provided the plans in their packet, but yes, I.
Oh,
have
the
them.
actual blueprints.
The actual blueprints, but they had to purchase those blueprints, right?
Yeah.
So,
Packet, they provided the plans in your packet.
yeah, I saw that.
Right, yeah, but they have those exact same plans on the website.
Yes.
Just less detail. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we actually had to have those plans, the specific plans for us, where the microwave was, where the washer dryer is going to be. They had to go to the state of Michigan to get approved and stamped. And that has already
You mean
been
for
done.
them? not you.
No, for our
For our
building,
project.
for our specific drawing. So the state of Michigan requires that any modular home go through the state for stamping prior to the building permit process.
Correct, that's
So-
correct, yes,
The state has already approved this.
yes. Modulars are stick-built homes that are approved by the state. And then
But
they,
that's separate from zoning determination.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying, that, and this is just a side thing, so you're saying that, a builder, a modular home builder, they don't have their standard home certified by the state of Michigan. Every time that someone wants one of those homes, it keeps going back to the state, even though it's the same cookie cutter?
each of them are individually approved, yes. Each home-
After they've
Wow.
purchased these, they have to put a deposit down in order to get the plans to get it approved. So they're stuck. Well, given this scenario, in order for you guys to build this place, you have to lay money down on the table in order to get the plans, to take it to the zoning administrator, to say this is good, bad. That's. I have no comment on that. Man,
That is a catch-22, isn't it?
yeah, it is. It really,
I mean, that's crazy.
So the builder, if this were to be denied, would the builder refund your money?
yes.
No, they were on the hook for getting the state stamp, which we did, and we were all in agreement. I think you can see it in the packet. That our general contractor's opinion and the builder's opinion is that we were in compliance with the ordinance.
And did they read our zoning ordinances?
Yes, we
They
sent-
read our zoning ordinance,
They did.
but they used the two-dimensional view of it that you
What?
just,
They measured from point to point from the outside.
the two-dimensional,
Yeah.
you just look from the north, south, east,
Right.
west, instead of what it says there, which is.
Instead of
any-
looking at wall segments.
Huh?
Instead of looking at wall segments,
Yeah,
they were looking at the
Exterior,
whole side elevation.
So they chose to ignore that any.
That's not written, no. Oh, the any?
Yeah.
yeah.
No. Because technically ours has 4 side elevations.
Well, it says it's 6.
If you look
on
at the
Elsham.
blueprints, there's 4 in the architect diagrams. There's a north, south, east, and west. There are not.
Well, yeah, that's the
Well,
two-dimensional,
that's a view.
that's a view, not
It's the side elevation based off of architect standards.
based on their interpretation.
No,
of
it's the state of stamped it.
The state, I'm sorry,
But
say that
that's-
again.
yeah, I think we're kind of getting slightly confused. I think
Yeah.
they're saying the same thing. I don't think that the state didn't approve your interpretation of the zoning ordinance. That's all, yeah.
They
But-
just approved the structure of the building.
So they approved all the blueprints, which let's say were 20 pages. Within those 20 pages are 4 pages or 2 pages. Because there's the north, south, east, and west, and they are actually called out as side elevation
In the,
in the blueprint.
Yeah, you guys just wanna make sure that your findings, whichever way you go, we're focusing on your specific interpretation of
Yeah.
your zoning ordinance. Certainly, you can take those things, into
Mhm.
account, but I just wanna make sure we're staying focused.
Right, and
And
I know what you're saying, because like some of this, when I look at this, architectural,
Yeah.
it does front, rear, side,
Yes.
okay? And interior, and those are elevations, but when our zoning ordinance, in my opinion, says any side, it's taking into consideration, no matter what shape your building is in, we're going to be measuring every side, any side. Whether it's octagon, hexagon, square, rectangle, L-shaped, whatever.
Because we could conceivably have an 8-foot wide, if it was L-shaped, it would be okay.
The 8-foot wide,
What?
Yeah, like 2 8-foot wide sections, like 2 long skinny.
Yeah,
8-foot
were-
that would not be.
if they're joined side, in the T shape, anything in the T shape would be okay.
Well,
No.
no, it's not because,
Yeah.
say, this is what their house looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, this side meets it, this side meets it, this side meets it, this side, this doesn't, and this doesn't. So it
Right.
fails.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay,
Well, yeah, okay,
but those
but right,
12-foot 6 sides could very easily be 8 foot.
Well, they need to be 14 feet.
They need to be 14 feet.
Yes.
Yeah,
but it would never pass with an 8-foot side.
No,
it would, well, according to them, it would.
No,
no.
you,
If I may,
According to them, it would.
According to them, it would.
if I may,
Sure.
we would prefer if we don't get stuck on wall segments. Because,
that's
yes,
the
we
tripping
can,
point here, though.
but that's not in the ordinance.
It is.
No, it doesn't say wall segment.
It says
The
any,
The ZBA is interpreting section 410C,
Yeah,
which references.
On page 20.
I know, minimum exterior width of any side elevation of 14 feet, so
Right.
that's what we're,
right.
yeah, but we have to, that term not defined, so you guys today are interpreting that.
Yeah.
How it is in the zoning ordinance, based off of the zoning.
Okay.
what's been the history? What is the zoning administration have, how has the zoning administrator interpreted it? Is it just the way you've interpreted the pass fail on this thing is based on the fact that you looked at any side, meaning any piece or section, no matter what the side view is?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, so. the
So
actual
for ad infinitum, we've been doing it that way.
Point B of all of the. Of all of the sides.
Yeah.
So there's.
Mhm.
And that's been going on, do we have any idea when this zoning, when this interpretation has been in place?
Yeah,
The zoning admin has been in her role since 2024.
Pardon me?
The zoning admin has been in her role since 2024. So I
Yeah.
don't think anyone can speak to 2023
Mhm.
or earlier.
But I could speak when I was a zoning administrator before, for 3 years, prior to the year and a half I was gone.
In this zoning, this version of the zoning ordinance was adopted in 86.
It's been in there since I've been here, yes.
So this has been in place since '86, is that what you're saying?
I don't know when it was fully, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the.
It's been a long
It's
time.
been Since I've been.
Since you've been the zoning administrator, yeah. Which has been, again, how long? Say that again.
2018 to 21, and then I was gone and then came back in 24.
The zoning ordinance was adopted in 82, major revision in 07, and then there's been subsequent amendments. But I don't know specifically with regard to section
that.
410C.
Yeah. Well, let's continue talking here.
Mhm.
My personal feelings on it is these are the interpretations. I mean, I read this as any one wall. Any one wall on this thing.
Right.
And I understand the view, but that's not the wall. That's not the,
Mhm.
I'd be hard pressed to vote against what don't like the way it's written. But I'd be hard pressed to vote against what the zoning administrator has done to this point. And I don't know whether we can go back to the planning commission
No.
and recommend, but we can't do anything about that at all.
Your decision solely today is interpreting as the appellate body and reviewing the decision and seeing, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
See, I personally have no issue with the way it's written, because you don't know what the shape of a structure is going to be, and when it says any side elevation, it's taking into consideration every type of building that would be coming into the township, whether it be a stick built, a modular, a mobile, whatever. And so I can understand why the terminology is as the terminology is.
I think
And like
that- that term elevation is probably confusing in this situation. Cause elevation is an architectural term.
Mhm.
And if you look at wall segments, you could think of a chimney protruding from a house. And you would have to count that if you're going based off of a wall segment definition. You would also have to do an entrance door dormer if you go based off of wall segment definition. So that's why we're pushing hard about the side elevation in a complete term. Because there are houses, there's one across the street with a sunroom that has an indent that is less than 14 feet. So this town already has those houses.
Not to be argumentative,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand where you went with that, but you know what I mean, a door in a wall's a door, you know what I mean, and the chimney. I would never view a chimney as a wall.
You have a sunroom across the street. The left-hand side of it's less than 14 feet.
If I may ask a question, can we go all to page 18?
Can you say, speak up?
Page 18.
What, 18? Do we have page numbers?
Yeah, there's page numbers at the bottom. Okay,
So using the three examples that are written here or printed here in the middle. So let's apply this concept.
but let's make sure we're all looking at this.
I don't.
18.
I just wanna clarify, just because ZBA for statutory purposes, you can only review what was provided at the time the decision was made, so I just wanted to see what.
I don't know what
this
page eight, I don't have page eight, can you?
I have a page 18, but it's
This was their application.
minimum
That was
with
in their
requirements,
application.
is that what you're referring?
This was in their ZBA package. This was not in the building permit package.
Okay, well, if they're building,
This was in their.
Can we
And
see,
they're- and
can we
they're
see what you,
ZBA, yeah.
can we see,
Yes.
that's not what I have for page 18.
On 18,
No, I have, let's show that, hold that up again. I
yeah,
think that's page 19. Okay,
there's
that's,
3 boxes.
yeah, no, this,
That's the right one.
Yeah.
yeah, that's page 19, not
Oh.
page 18.
In our packet, sorry, that's.
What's it? Do I,
You might have like 2 cover pages then.
do I have it?
Yes, no, it doesn't look like you have it, but it's there.
Yeah, that's.
Keep going next.
No,
No, it's
it
not
was
that
the
page.
previous page.
Is, back up for a second, I think you had it, here's,
Or maybe it was put
This
on
one.
that, or something.
yeah, there,
Have
no,
them get it each page.
no, that's the one, that's the one we have. That's the one they're looking at,
Okay.
that's the one they're referencing,
This is the
it's this one right
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
here,
Okay.
page 19, here it is. Yeah,
Page number.
okay, now that we all have that page, you guys have that page that they're referencing, so, okay, what was your point? Okay,
This is the portion of our documentation that we provided that was provided by the builder, a letter.
by the builder,
So using these 3 examples in here, so you're saying that on all of these examples, every individual wall, you guys would consider a side elevation in every example here. Regardless of if there's any front door entryways or,
Well, you can have bump outs,
Well,
I mean, which there's a definition for those. And just like, a porch, I mean, that is, I forgot what I read, the technical term for something like that is. So that is common and it's acceptable, but I think that it seems like the way I read it is like when you have your support walls, and that's where the measurement goes is based on what those support walls are. And so you could have like, let's say a bay window that comes out that doesn't have a foundation underneath it.
well, yeah, so where Trevor's referring is probably like the 3rd example. So you see how that shape of the house is not a perfect square.
Right?
yeah,
So your ordinance right now, I respect the bump out phrase, that's not in the ordinance, so we all have to come to an agreement on what a side elevation is. And that 3rd example would mean that it would not qualify, even if it was 3,000 square feet of a house, would not qualify because some of these sides are less than 14.
DDA is interpreting, you don't have to necessarily come to an agreement, just you guys are interpreting your ordinance.
Okay.
that's all.
I-
Just for clarity's
Yeah,
sake.
I would interpret that the major part of the house has to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
14 feet.
right,
Major portion has been at least one side,
well, outsides,
an outside side,
exterior side.
exterior side has, how many, all four or?
I think every exterior side has to be. Now, granted, you can have like a bump out that is like an addition to a room that doesn't have a foundation underneath that's. And it's been customary within the township that we have at least minimum of 14 feet.
Yeah, that was my
I mean-
point with
For
Tasha.
mobile homes.
Yes, I mean, and that's what we've had.
You guys have presented a real problem.
I don't think it's a problem.
Okay,
I don't. Looking at precedent in the state of Michigan, based off my legal research, there are two standing examples. One in Fremont and one in Welch,
they
where
have the same zoning laws as we do.
No.
they do not, but the judge ruled in the litigation that Michigan law must interpret in favor of property owners if there is any ambiguity.
Say that again?
Michigan law, there are two cases
Do we have the cases that we can refer back to?
yeah, Fremont Township versus McGuire or McGarvey
Uh-huh,
and Borowski versus Welch.
I don't know necessarily if I agree with the broad contention that it has to favor, again, here, and I'm just here to kind of funnel what today's decision about is your interpretation of 410C, whether
Yeah.
you agree or disagree, that's your decision, but when you're making that interpretation decision, you're looking at your zoning ordinance. We're not really looking at, I mean, you can use
Right.
outside things like research to help you inform
Right.
your interpretation when a term like this is undefined. But I wouldn't rely necessarily just on case law that you have to find. Again, what you're doing here today, whichever way you go, you're interpreting.
So I would interpret our zoning ordinance that there's two units here, they have to be 14 wide. Not 12, not 8. They have to be 14 wide.
mhm.
I think that's the whole intent of the
Yeah.
zoning ordinance is to
Right.
get 14 wides and not 12 wides or 8 wides or
Right, yeah,
shipping
great.
containers.
Yeah,
They aren't, they're stick built.
May I ask a question?
Good.
So in that interpretation, then would you agree or disagree that you're inserting the word wall segment into the minimum exterior width?
Wall
no,
segment.
I think from the, just the interpretation of the language within our zoning ordinance, it says at any elevation, and that terminology means measuring each wall in a straight line, in my interpretation, based on, the dictionary definition, since it's not defined in our zoning ordinance.
Based off of what the state stamped, they agree that there's only 4 side elevations for every house. They would have required additional side elevations.
Say
Well,
that,
basically,
say that again, I'm sorry, I'm an old guy.
No, that's okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The state would have required additional drawings if they didn't see side elevation as 4 sides.
Well, there's a difference probably
To
between
state,
state law
right?
and Columbia Township
Yeah.
zoning
Not, but
ordinance.
not side elevation.
The ZBA has the sole authority to
Mhm.
interpret its own ordinance at
Yes.
this stage, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so correct me if I'm wrong here, but we've interpreted it as being our zoning laws to being a wall. Meaning it has to be a contiguous
up to you.
14.
Can you provide evidence of that?
Pardon me?
Can you provide evidence of that?
What do you mean evidence? It's
That that is how it's been interpreted since, I think we said 89, 82.
all the approvals or disapprovals has been based on that.
Can we see
Yeah.
examples of that?
That's not up for us to,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Because that,
presume you
that
could,
just, that allows for inconsistency. And you just have anecdotal evidence at this point.
that's why
So Tasha, when somebody comes to you with a 12-foot wide trailer, you deny them?
I would, yes.
You would,
Mhm.
and the building inspector would not allow it.
Well, the zoning goes first, so if it
Zoning
doesn't meet
goes
the zoning
first.
ordinance,
Yeah.
it doesn't go to the building inspector.
Wow.
But if the building inspector saw somebody pulling in a 12 wide, he would deny them.
Mhm.
He'd
That would
put
be
it some
the-
like a stop work or
Or
something.
the zoning. It's a zoning ordinance requirement, not a building code requirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just one quick procedure thing too. It's okay to ask questions and kind of have, but this is your time to, you know, you definitely can ask questions, your time to make decisions, but interruptions probably from either side randomly. You can direct questions, but.
it's a small enough
Yeah.
group that I'm allowing
Yeah,
you.
no, I just wanted to,
Yeah.
yeah, you can use, that's your
I'm
purview,
ready to
but.
Then make a motion.
I make a motion that we deny the interpretation and we go with the interpretation from our zoning administrator. Okay.
Just quick, sorry, I've been taking notes, but can we clarify some of your findings? You can do this in your
Okay.
motion, but just make sure so that I can get this written down.
Okay,
The findings, go
okay, yeah,
ahead.
As
So-
to your interpretation.
okay.
I think I
We-
have
let's-
some, but I just wanna
I,
make sure.
The application is asking the zoning board of appeals to interpret the definition or the minimum exterior width at any side elevation of 14 feet. And some of the finding of facts is that the term any means all sides because we don't know what the structure of the building is going to be, so it takes into consideration all buildings that come before the zoning administrator. Also, that because it's not defined within our zoning ordinance, that we go to the definitions, and American Heritage Dictionary defines it as a line bounding a plane figure. And a plane figure is a surface in which any 2 points are chosen, a straight line joining them will
Sorry, can you slow down just a little bit?
Okay, a plane is a surface in which any 2 points are chosen.
I might have missed, did you say the line part already?
Yeah, I said a side is a line bounding a plane figure, and that's from the American Heritage Dictionary.
Okay.
A plane is a surface in which any 2 points are chosen. A straight line joining them lies wholly in that surface.
Sorry, a plane is any 2 points.
Are chosen, a straight line joining them lies wholly in that surface. And that's from Merriam-Webster Dictionary. And that there are many definitions of elevation. And if you look at just side, you're not taking into account rear and front. So therefore, the term any means all sides.
I think I have the rest that I'm putting
Okay.
into a resolution. Let me just
Okay,
read and see if this looks good. I have just some basic factual information, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna read that out loud, but
Okay.
I will read what I have your notes as being. So whereas the ZBA finds that section 14C is ambiguous because it does not expressly identify a method to be measured or define the term, whereas a side is a line bounding a plane. And that's from the American Heritage Dictionary.
Correct.
And whereas a plane is a surface in which any 2 points are chosen along a straight line.
I have down here a straight line and I underline that joining them lies wholly in that surface.
So a plane is a surface in which any 2 points are a straight line.
Yeah,
Joining them lies wholly
in that surface.
in that surface.
And that
That's
was
from
Merriam-Webster.
Merriam-Webster.
Yep. And that there are many different types of elevation.
And then other notes that I had for your, was, I think we talked about this already, the any side elevation versus simply side, that it applies to multiple side widths and not solely the overall. And then also discussion on how it doesn't merely, the section doesn't merely establish minimum floor requirement, but also minimal dimensional standards for dwellings within the township.
And also, in architecture, they have types of elevations. They have front, side, rear, and interior. So when we have just the word side in our definition or in our zoning ordinance,
You
we're
have,
not taking
you
into.
have side elevation in the zoning ordinance,
Right.
yeah, which I.
And they're saying that there's 4 types of elevations in architecture. Front, back, so therefore, if you're only looking at the sides, you're not taking into consideration the front and the back, if you were having, let's say, a square house.
Okay,
So
so
therefore-
I think I have,
And I think that that's how come side doesn't necessarily mean looking at a side, because it's not taking into all the various northeast, south, and west in architecture.
okay, so since you're making the motion and those are your findings.
Yes.
I'll let you guys go forward. If that does get approved, I will probably have you print this and then adopt and sign it.
Okay,
But that's just depending on the vote. So
Yeah.
sorry, I think we have your motion
okay.
or finish your motion. I think I interrupted beforehand, sorry.
So you have that down?
I have it down in a resolution format, so there's a
Okay.
couple like factual things in there that are just kind of. But then I put your findings specifically in there, and then
Okay.
depending on this motion and the vote, I will finish as necessary.
Do you have the
So-
motions?
So
Do you have
you
the
want
vote?
me to start from the,
You,
Fair
you,
beginning.
you can just, you don't necessarily have to go through all your
Okay, right,
factual
what you do that-
findings.
okay.
You can say I make a motion to adopt the resolution as prepared by,
okay.
yeah.
I make a motion to adopt the resolution as prepared from our current discussion.
And then, sorry, clarify what your,
This will be denying.
yeah, clarify that it's your interpretation and then what your outcome
Okay.
is,
The
sorry.
interpretation is that the zoning
right.
administrator operated in the letter and spirit of the law.
Okay, yeah,
So
okay, I
is
make
that
a
enough
motion.
that we just say
Right.
we agree with the zoning administrator or we disagree?
So what I'm gonna have you guys do, if the vote passes, is we have capabilities to print here, do we?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure if
Figure out-
there is a printer there, I don't know if it's wireless.
I'm ready to make a motion. I make a motion that we accept the interpretation of our zoning administrator where,
In regards to
term-
401,
that the terminology, any side elevation means, looking at each side.
Yeah, okay, good, that works for me.
Yeah.
And then you'll need a second, and you guys will have to vote on it, and then hopefully we can.
you want to second it, Dave, or not?
Sure, I'll second that.
Okay. We ready? Are we, any other questions? Are we ready to vote on this?
You'll
And
do a
we'll- and we will
roll
get
call.
a written.
Uh,
Yeah,
Is there
we
any
can
further
vote.
discussion?
Yeah,
Any more discussion?
no,
Okay, any more input? I'll give you guys another chance. Okay,
No,
Yeah.
no,
The
no.
card's been shown, so
No.
I think.
Very good.
okay, I'll go first. I'm voting for the resolution to, as, what the zoning administrator has denied the zoning permit based on the finding of facts that we've had here. I'm voting yes. That's a yes. In other words, I'm agreeing with Tasha.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's late.
Yeah.
Dave,
okay, and I will vote yes, I agree with Tasha.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I have a resolution that I will want us to fill out. Now I can find.
Ben and Trevor,
Hold on just a second, everyone, sorry, I'm just gonna. Put this policy down. Um,
Do you have a checklist?
once we've done that, do we public comments and then we adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry,
But I
everyone.
want to let her finish what
Yeah.
she's doing here.
It isn't, but we could email it and then Ken could print it. The printer
Oh, is he here?
is here.
Okay, that would be great, actually, instead of me handwriting this. Sorry, I just gotta keep the meeting open for you guys to. Fill this out.
Okay.
I'm emailing it to, oh wait, can you remind me his?
Yep, supervisor at Columbia, I think TWP.
Okay. Okay, I just emailed it to
Okay.
them. And then Dave, are you the secretary?
Oh,
Is it
yes, I
official?
am. Yeah.
Yes, you are.
So you'll fill out the resolution. I can help you. There's blanks. It's very, you just have to.
Yeah.
Sign it, put your name,
Okay.
record. Thank you. Do you have a pen up there, Dave?
Yep,
I'm gonna do that, it's just in case.
Thank you. So you'll just record the names of who's present here today, of the board members. And then it was offered by Dixie and supported by, I don't remember who gave,
Dave's.
Dave gave the second.
Yes.
And then I typed it out there, and then you'll just do how many yays, how many nays, your name. You'll have to give the resolution a number. This is your first meeting of the year, so I guess we can be number one. And then last page, you sign and type your name. If you have questions, let me know.
While he's doing that, can we,
Yeah, you can.
okay,
go through your other-
this is, again, it's open to the public here to comment. I don't know whether you guys want to say anything, but I want to say something before you leave, okay? I mean. Can I just,
Dixie, spell your last name.
K-O-V as in Victor, A-C-H.
last name, Leroy is my given name, Leroy, Leroy. Don't laugh.
Okay,
Last name is Abernathy, Abernathy.
okay. Thank you. You can continue.
Huh?
You can continue what you're
Okay.
doing.
Ben and Trevor, here, this is what I'd like to say to you guys. I'm sorry it didn't go to the war. I'm not. You didn't get the outcome that you wanted, okay? But we definitely need folks like you. When I say you, I'm talking about people who are willing to step up and do what they think is the right thing in the township. And I truly hope you find the right thing that passes the zoning thing and you're living in the community at some point in time. Because it's important for younger folks to step up here other than us old people. And it's really important for you to be involved in the community. And there's all kinds of places that you can get involved in this community. And you can get on a planning commission, right? I've been there, done that, don't want to do it again. Okay. But there are opportunities to be involved and I truly hope you do. You do that, do that. That's
Yeah,
Lee Abernathy talking for this township.
yeah.
Been living there for 20 years now, 20+ years. Believe it or not, this is the longest place I've ever lived in my life.
Oh, really?
This place right now is the longest place I've ever lived in my life. So, do you guys have any comments?
Yeah, I'm really sorry that you had to go through the state and pay money there and then get certified. That just blows my mind, you know, that, you know,
That's for your.
you've taken all these steps down the road and then, you know, come to this, decision.
It's,
You keep
and
in
yeah,
touch. I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm sorry, oh, yes,
Yeah, so unfortunate.
it'll go with the minutes, yeah.
And then whatever other business you guys can finish out your agenda. I don't know if
Yeah, I
there's
think
anything
they're,
else.
so, I think they're on public comment.
Okay.
Just, we're doing public comments. If you guys want to say
Yeah.
anything, you want to call us names, feel free. You know?
Yeah, obviously we want to thank everyone for being here. We did not expect any of this to happen. So, you know, like I said, we said from the beginning, we've been working with a team of people that have all been interpreting this way. And so it's unfortunate that it's not being interpreted this way.
Yeah.
We still do disagree.
Mhm.
There might be more of us with this.
Okay.
You know, I'm not gonna make any promises or, but yeah, I mean, we strongly feel like we
Mhm.
presented a good case, and I would say if there's any room for there to be ambiguity in this, then, you know, I would hope that it would move in the direction of having someone build a home. So, that's all I would say.
We thank you. We really do
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, we do appreciate it. You guys have any other business that we need to take? Do you guys think of anything?
No.
Is there anything else you can think of, Tasha, we need to do? And, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:09?
I second
Okay, I'll make the motion. She's second. Dave, how do you vote on that?
Aye.
Aye.
it. Yeah.
Or,
Um,
if you know, the motion refers to this resolution.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I necessarily put it in the minutes, but you should keep it with it, but it doesn't necessarily need.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
It does not, but it could be a attorney.
You can keep it in there.
Thanks, you
Take care.
too.
However you normally keep those things clear on records, do that.
We've never done one.
Okay.
Usually we do the fact of finding, that's, I have.
Who checks the outlaw?
Yeah, this is basically
No,
the
no.
same thing, it's just a different format.
I'll go in and say
Yeah.
something to him.
She said,
There is.
I'm gonna
crap.
go.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna go see if we turn the power off. 'cause they won't be from
This is how to
the-
use my eyes.
I do.
Well, it was nice to meet you all.
Well,
Yeah, no problem, thank you.
I really appreciated it.
No problem at all. As my. Screen records. Oh my God, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go tell Ken that we're done, so we can.
Oh, is he still in there or what?
Yeah. Those there. I think Ruth will change them. What? Yeah, no, it was done. Or you want to have, did you want, No.